Hey guys, welcome back to Reef. So as we said in the last video, I ended up moving, and in the process of the move it gave me time to build a new aquascape, something that I had been envisioning for a while, and I knew would look better than the current one after several months of coral growth, hopefully. So this is a new rock structure. Been envisioning it for a while. Hopefully I like it. I'm totally loving it. And this is about a couple days after I added some live nitrifying bacteria by Dr. Tim's, and I ended up placing, I believe it was 2 corals and my mother clownfish. There she is sitting in the back, kind of stressed out still. There's one of the leathers, and the other one in the far back. And I only have one of my radions running right now, as the other one is lighting up my other corals in the holding system. So it's pretty much 2 rocks and on your left side, and then the main structure on your right. Now here's the next day. After about 2 to 3 hours, that smaller leather that I showed y'all first opened up. So the next day I decided to go ahead and throw in my hammerhead frog spawns, a few acans, and a yuma mushroom. See how they did. This is pretty much right after I put them in, so they're still pretty upset and closed. But I did lose most of that acan. Luckily it had 2 little tiny polyps on the side that made it through the transfer, so hopefully we can grow them guys back. And here's a little side view of what we got going on so far. And this side view is actually right beside my couch or futon, so this is the view that you'd get if you're sitting there. And here's the holding tank. So it's a 40-gallon breeder, and it's only about halfway up the tank, the water level, just because it is drilled, and I didn't want to have any spills. But most everything made the transfer pretty well. If I remember correctly, I dropped my big hammer colony whenever I was taking it out of the water. I pulled the rock up, and it wasn't glued down, it was just kind of lodged in there. So when I tilted the rock, it just fell, and there's a hammer colony, you can see it, and it still looks pretty big. But I broke about 6 or 7 heads off, I believe, and it was like, you know, heads that were kind of bunched together. So like it's one set with like 2 heads, and another branch with like another 2 heads. There's one kind of top center, if you can see it, kind of close next to that frog spawn, and another one up there. But pretty much everything made a good transfer. If I remember correctly, I lost a few zoas. Mostly a few zoas is what didn't do very well. Here's a closer view at just everything in general. Glass is really dirty. I didn't really worry about cleaning it or anything. I was more worried about getting everything set up and ready to move over. But there's a couple mushrooms that dislodged off their colonies. But luckily, pretty much everything did really well in the transfer. I was really happy about that. I was real nervous and stressed about moving stuff. Moving stuff is never fun, but all the fish made it through. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the new tank. So this is a couple more days after I transferred everything, the previous stuff anyways, and this is the current setup we got. Some corals are gonna be moved around, just we'll see what does well where and get them in the right locations. So stay tuned, and I'll be giving y'all more updates to come as I move stuff around and see what's not doing well. I do apologize about the TV. I had the TV on because I was watching it while this was recording. It didn't occur to me that it would reflect off the glass at the moment. So yeah. If any of y'all know what show I'm watching, go ahead and drop a comment with the name of the show. Let's see how many of y'all can figure it out. But yeah, have a good rest of y'all's day, and we'll see y'all next Friday.